Hiya, Martin here, and thank you for joining me for this week's Turner's Journey, which is episode 66. I hope you're all well and you've had amazing creative starts to 2017. Massive thank you to everybody, as usual, for the comments on last week's Turner's Journey, and particularly about the book, and wishing me a happy and creative new year. So thank you very much. Now, last week I said that I needed to make some notes, which is exactly what I've done. Amazing, I know. So I've got some notes that I need to cover, and there's going to be a fair amount that I'm going to cover today, because there's a few questions I need to, well, there's a few things I need to tell you about business and stuff, which is what Turner's Journey is all about, after all. Let's start with the book. I said last week that I wrote a book on New Year's Eve, published it New Year's Day, that kind of thing, which was quite cool. It's gone really well so far. It's really seemed to have caught the imagination of quite a lot of people, which is fantastic. So if you have ordered a copy already, thank you very much. My UK stock will be here on about the 17th of January, but it is available on amazon.co.uk and amazon.com, and in fact all of the Amazons around the world. Here it is. Here is the Woodturner's Journal in all of its glory. 150 pages, and as I said last week, there's information in there that you can record about your, let's get it in the middle, your woodturning goals and your inspiration. You can note them all down, so you can refer back to them throughout the year. Space for project ideas, plenty of space for project ideas and notes, and then there's over 100 pages there dedicated to recording each of your next projects, over 100 pages. And then at the back there's information about working out a fair price. 2 pages there on working out a fair price, an event diary, and there's also a workshop inventory at the back as well. So that's that. That's £7 in the UK or $8.60 something in the US. So I'm really proud of that. I'm really pleased with how well that's come out. And I'm also thinking about, well, I'm not thinking, I'm putting plans together for another book that goes into detail, more detail than I can really communicate in the videos, about some of the techniques I use, some of the texturing, the scorching, the colouring in particular, and the reactive paints and stuff like that. So that's going to be a few months before I can actually get that kind of out, as it were, because I'm going to turn specific projects, that kind of thing. And here at the workshop I've got a little library. I've got about 20 odd books. A lot of them are second hand in the library, but I'm going through some of the bigger ones as inspiration, or to find inspiration for layout and layout ideas and stuff like that. And this book is Turning Hollow Forms by Mark Sanger, and this is a fantastic book that I've been kind of perusing over Christmas, as some of the projects for this year are going to be hollow forms. I'll come on to that. Right, yeah, last week I showed you this piece of Marley Burr, and I said that I was possibly going to put in a clock face that was suggested. So here's the clock face, which is kind of the standard clock face that you can get, and let me just put it, let me just line it up. So there it is, roughly, with its clock face, but I don't like that very much, to be honest. The clock face doesn't fit in with the kind of the style of the piece. So what I did yesterday was I copper leafed it. The centre boss that was, I hope you can see that okay, the centre boss that was on the piece which was just plain burr. I've now added some copper leaf to it and then used the activator spray to turn it kind of green. So I hope you can see that. And that really does work beautifully, because it fits in with the style of this part of the piece, rather than having brand new shiny wood, old aged, you know, medieval bit new wood. So it now, the centre bit here now ties in the whole kind of design of the piece. So I can now go ahead and finish the back, take the faceplate off, and get it ready for sale. That's going to take me a few hours. So that's that. And this piece of wood here, I'm talking a lot. Quick cup of coffee. This piece of wood here, Burr Wych Elm, stunning piece of wood. And this piece, I think, is going to feature in a project video in the next couple of weeks. But I've also got another piece of Marley burr coming, which is a similar kind of shape to this one. So it's either going to be this one or the Marley burr. And I'm not going to do this side, because this side is spectacular. But I want to do a piece similar to that one, with the broken circles and stuff. So I'm going to do it on that side. I'm going to do it on that side. It's going to be a big kind of off-centre kind of piece, with the centre of the circular design about there, I think, coming off and going round this natural edge bit over here. I'm not sure. And this will be a freestanding decorative piece, and I'm going to cut the bottom off so that it stands up nice and straight. That's that's the plan. Now, in other news, right, the YouTube channel and the business. When I originally started this channel, it was mainly to do with giving back out to the community that helped teach me wood turning. And so it's attached to my personal Google account. And because it's kind of developed into a bit of a business and stuff, the videos are still free, etc, etc. But because it's developed into a business, my business Google page, my M. Sabin Smith Woodturning Google Plus page, has got no videos on it, because all of these videos are attached to my personal account, if that makes sense. So what I need to do is I need to attach this channel to my M. Sabin Smith Woodturning Google account, which is fine. There's no major problem with that. But when I do, it looks like all of the comments I've received are going to vanish, which is a bit of a shame. But it's something I do need to do, because I need to move this channel away from my personal account and attach it to my business Google account. So it all ties in together, because at the moment it's a bit disjointed. So that's what I'm going to have to do. So sometime next week, after this weekend, I will move this YouTube channel across to my Google Plus page, which is fine. So I hope you don't get too upset when your comments all disappear. 2017 has got off to a fabulous start. Everything's just kind of taken off running, so that, you know, I'm immensely pleased with how things have gone with the start of 2017. And I need some help. I've got so many fingers in so many pies that it's very difficult to keep up with everything. As you would have seen, if you've left a comment, it might take me a week or even 2 weeks to get back to you, or even perhaps not at all. So I need some help. Hampshire Sheen is really going nicely. And I need some help, at least half a day a week, maybe 2 half days a week, packing up Hampshire Sheen orders and stuff like that. That will help free me up to do wood turning. So I've got to find excuse me, I've got to find help for half a day a week or 2 half days a week, and the business is at a point where it's teetering on the edge. You know, I'm a one-man band. I do the Black Dog workshop, I do my videos, Hampshire Sheen, and various other bits and pieces. So I need some help. And I think a lot of businesses go through this when they go from being a one-man band and growing up to being at the point where they have to take a bit of a hit financially, where the business is just tipping to the point where it can afford one person and another person for, say, a day a week, and then, but it's not quite turning over enough money, if that makes sense. There's a tipping point where you have to think, I can't quite cope with everything that I need to do, and it can't quite afford enough money to look after 2 people full time, but it might be able. So you see what I'm saying? There's got to be that balance, that tipping point where you've got to take the plunge, take a little bit of a hit yourself, and bring somebody else in to help, and then with their help you can then develop other things yourself, and then everything should balance out and stuff like that. So I'm at that point, which is fabulous, and to be at that point after just 2 years is magic. With that, I need excuse me again. With that, I kind of need, or I feel I need to do a little bit of a rebranding, a slight change of image. It's one of those things where you start off on one particular course, but particularly when you're creative, you start off on a particular course, and you try new things and you develop new things, and then eventually you come across something that fits with you as a person. I've mentioned this before. So, you know, Picasso, for example, didn't paint in the style of Renoir. You know, undoubtedly Picasso tried various different things, and then he stumbled across a style that was much more him, and then he stuck with that kind of style and, you know, did things around that kind of style. And that's the way my turning has kind of gone. So I need to have a think on a rebrand. Yeah, I suppose I could call it a rebrand, where I look at, you know, how my turnings have gone over the past few months and where my head and my ideas are taking my turning, and rebranding the intro to the videos. I'll keep it short, of course. Rebrand the videos a little bit more appropriately, and also the website as well. And yeah, that kind of thing. Just having a rethink about not a new image, but an adjusted image to suit the turning and the projects and stuff a little bit more. And the same with Turner's Journey as well. I've had the opening sequence of Turner's Journey for well over a year. I think actually it's right from the very start. There's one clip on there from, I think it's episode 9 at the old workshop. So I think that needs to have a bit of a change as well. So that's what I'm going to do this afternoon, is have a play with that after this video goes out. And yeah, also with Turner's Journey, I'm very conscious I spend a lot of time chatting about the business and what's been going on in the workshop and stuff. But I've had a look at other channels and what have you, and a few channels do a Q&A, where people send in, you know, leave questions in the comments of the previous video, and then as many as possible are answered in the next video. And is that something you guys would be interested in? can you let me know? There's a little poll card up here, or up there. There'll be a little drop-down poll. So if you would like to see a Q&A each week, just hit yes or no on there, and then I can actually hopefully make Turner's Journey a little more interesting and answer specific questions for people, perhaps about business, about the business side of things. That would be good. So wherever the drop down is, just answer yes or no, and I can keep an eye, and then we can put that into place, because I don't want to do something that you guys don't want to see. Yeah, I've nearly finished. I have nearly got to the end of my notes. Yes, on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, I'm doing a demonstration at the Kennet Valley Turners, which is about an hour's drive away from here, I think, about an hour or so, something like that. And I'm really looking forward to going to see Kennet Valley. And I'm going to be demonstrating something I've never done. Well, I have. I've never done it in a project. And as far as I can tell, looking at the internet, it's never been done before. I can't find it anywhere. It's probably been done somewhere, but it's not particularly evident on the internet. So I can't find it anywhere, and I can't find any YouTube videos about it either. So next week's, no, probably not next week, maybe the week after, the project video is going to feature that, and it is really exciting. I think so anyway. Yeah, really exciting. So Kennet Valley, you guys are going to be the first people to ever see it. Whether it works or not, you're going to see it, and I'm really looking forward to coming to see you. That is it for this week, folks. I will obviously keep you very much up to date with what's going on, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next week for Turner's Journey episode 67, which is should be quite interesting. I'll let you know how the demonstration at Kennet Valley went. Yeah, there we are. And I need to give a shout out to David Holliday, who came to visit me on Monday, and also Bob Hasty as well. Good to see you both for coming in the other day. Thank you very much. And don't forget, if you're interested in the Woodturners Journal, check it out on Amazon. I'll put a link to each of those down below. And yeah, thank you very much. I'll look forward to seeing you for Turner's Journey episode 67 next week. And have a good weekend. Cheers. Bye for now.